You will hear a lecture. After listening to the lecture, please retell what you have just heard from the lecture in your own words. You will have 40 seconds to give your response.
Now, you might think it's strange that in a lecture on biology, I'll be talking a lot about mathematics. If I may digress a bit, when I was a student, mathematics, the language of clear abstraction, had nothing to do with life sciences like biology, the sphere of messy organic forms, cutting up frogs in the lab and so on. In fact, I started doing biology precisely to avoid maths and physics, so I've had a lot of catching up to do. We are all aware of how the sciences have come to interrelate more and more, and not only will mathematics impinge more and more on biology, but also, I'm told, in the 21st century, the driving force behind mathematics will be biology. This is partly because mathematicians are always on the lookout for more areas to conquer. But a far greater reason is that the subject has been boiled down to physics and chemistry, obvious attractions for mathematicians. A number of mathematical fields can be applied to biology. For example, knot theory is used in the analysis of the tangled strands of DNA, and abstract geometry in 4 or more dimensions is used to tell us about viruses. Again, neuroscience appears to be maths-friendly, and equations can also explain why hallucinogenic drugs cause the users to see spirals. So, if mathematicians are taking such a keen interest in biology, the least we can do as biologists is return the compliment.
The main point of the lecture is how various sciences can come together to enrich each other, in particular here mathematics and biology. The speaker talks first about their personal experience of school and choosing to study biology to avoid doing maths or subjects like it, but explains that maths has a lot to contribute to biology. The speaker then gives 2 examples. The first is the use of knot theory to analyse DNA. The second is using abstract geometry to study viruses.
What's tested? The purpose of this section is to assess your ability to make an oral presentation based on information taken from an academic lecture. Both speaking and listening skills are assessed. You will listen to a lecture on an academic topic and then retell what you have heard in your own words. The lectures are each between 60 and 90 seconds long. There are either 3 or 4 lectures. The number will depend on which form of the PTE academic you are given. There will always be at least 3 lectures. You will have 40 seconds to retell each lecture. Study the picture if there is one. It will give you a general idea about the context of the lecture. From the picture, try to predict what the lecture will be about. You will have 3 seconds to get ready for the start of the lecture. Take notes. Use the erasable noteboard booklet and pen provided. Do not try to write down every word you hear. Unless you are able to write quickly and accurately, you will probably fall behind and miss important information. Instead, focus on key words. Writing quickly is a key skill to master. Use abbreviations whenever possible. Ignore articles, example, a and the, unless they are necessary. Omitting the vowels from words is one way to increase writing speed. Key words include names, numbers, dates, times, and words and phrases that are stressed. Words and phrases that are repeated are usually central to the main idea. Focus on understanding the main idea of the lecture and the key points that support it. If the speaker draws a conclusion, be sure you have identified it. Try to identify the overall purpose of the lecture. Listen for clues to the speaker's attitude, opinion, or stance. Be aware of the speaker's tone of voice and delivery, and try to detect any emotions that are being conveyed. When the lecture ends, you will have approximately 10 seconds to review your notes. Use this time to organize what you will say. When you hear the tone, begin speaking. You will have 40 seconds to complete the task. While you are speaking, if you lose your train of thought, or find yourself at a loss for words, do not remain silent. The microphone turns off automatically if there is no sound for 3 seconds. If you need to pause to think or to check your notes, use pause fillers such as let me see, and so on. Saying something anything is better than saying nothing because once the microphone turns off, you cannot turn it on again.